we oftentimes the exploration of oneself through creativity is intended for oneself. It's not meant for anybody else. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And I respect what you did, and I would have respected Andre 3000's last weird ass project too if he gave it away and wasn't trying to sell that shit and charging people $30 to get in the Cliff Bells up the street to hear this nigga practice flute. Like, yo, dog, I look real quick. Like this really triggers me, man. Because like,
so I'm sorry, I need context though. So what is Cliff Bells?
Cliff Bells is a jazz club here in Detroit that like all of the greats have come through.
Place.
If there's a it's a beautiful like downtown spot, and it has like major like jazz artists and people that do their thing. And Andre 3000 came through, man, and he's charging charged like $30 or whatever for tickets, and he's not good at playing the flute, man. He's exploiting hip hop. He's exploiting hip hop and using the juice and the nostalgia of the artists that we knew him to once be from the hip hop perspective. And he now acts as if he somehow is better than or more sophisticated than, not understanding that there is nobody that listened to that flute album because they are interested in the way that he plays the flute. They just interested in him as an artist, and they will take anything. This dude can hiccup in the studio and shit for 5 minutes straight, and motherfuckers will buy it because it's Andre 3000. It's the closest we're gonna get to him doing something, man.
A few moments later.
I like the album.
I liked it too. That's what I was gonna say. I did. I like the album too.
I like the album.
No, you don't.
I like the album.
No, you don't.
It makes me want to go to sleep. Can I say something, man?
Neither of you do, but go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Well, can I say this? Let me. Z, you know what? You brought up something that I really didn't think about, and that is perhaps I like the album not because it is an instrumental flute album, but because it's Andre 3000 attempting to play and to create an instrumental album using the flute. So when I listen to the album, listen, I have zero awareness about the technical proficiency of playing a flute. I have no idea. All I know is that the album is very peaceful.
Neither does he.
Yeah, I listen to the album, and it's very peaceful. It's very zen. Yes. And that is the type of vibe that I'm on often, right? So especially when home or when I'm doing long drives, Sirius XM, I'll put on either the chill station or I'm listening to Watercolors or something like that, right? So when I heard it, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit is down I like it because it's in line with that. So, but I'm definitely not, when I'm listening to it, listening to the technical proficiency of Andre 3000, So that's what I wanted to say. Go ahead.
It's good because I like to sleep on it.
You like to go to sleep to it?
Yeah, I want to sleep to it.
Yeah,
because it's peaceful. It's a yoga album, You know what I'm saying? RZA did an album like that too, and it was really good. Have you heard RZA's album like that?
No, I didn't hear that. What is it called?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck was it called? You remember that shit, right? See?
Yeah, it was guided meditations.
Yeah, it was guided meditation. So it was like dope beats, but RZA's like doing some
narrating. He's like narrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get what RZA was doing on that. Like, he was providing a mental health service. Honestly, that was an introduction to a lot of cats, like, to like a level of therapy that people that listen to the RZA that look like us typically don't experience. So like, I get where he was going with that.
Was this a COVID era project by the RZA?
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah.
I think it was COVID. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, But with Stacks, man, like, you know, and I love the early Outkast, you know, stuff. And I think he's a dope MC, man. But I think he's really overrated, and I think he is riding off of the fumes of like 25 years, 30 years ago. And I think that he has become arrogant in his posturing toward hip hop. And I think that he's a terrible flute player, man. Like, I just don't want to hear. Like, I don't want to hear Andre 3000 play like the flute for like a full album anymore than like I want to hear You God, you know what I'm saying, play the tambourine. Like, yo, like, just do what the fuck. Like, if you're gonna sell it, do what you're great at. Do what people love you for if you're gonna sell it. Don't take people's money because they have a thirst for anything that you create, even if it's like, I don't know, man. I think it's a very whack move on his part, and I think that yeah, I think Big Boy. Honestly, if we're looking at it too, man, like I love Big Boy's work ethic. I think he's making sonically pleasing music, and I appreciate him. It's within the essence of what made us fall in love with Outkast, man. Like, Andre is on some like left of center shit, and he's charging people for it, and I don't fuck with that.
But to say this, when Dre came out with The Love Below, that was like his Lauryn Hill. Like,
Miseducation.
Yeah, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill. Like, how do you top that?
By
like,
actually,
Lauryn Hill came out this album. She only came out with one fucking album. She goes to the concert late to play that same album every time she comes through, right? But this album is by far one of the best albums in hip hop history or R&B history, one of the two.
Just ever, yeah.
Jesus Christ,
yeah,
that was soul music, right?
It's a great album.
Love Below was fucking dope, very dope. That was a great album. If you go into his world, and he went into like that Prince era, like I want to be a lover with a speedo or G-string, and everybody like, what the fuck is? Why is this nigga naked on a fucking horse and shit? Right?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Everybody went into his world and they believed it, and he came through and he did a theatrical musical in The Love Below. Great album, 5 stars by far. I can listen to that whole shit all the way to there. This other shit. Yeah, it's not great album.
And the thing with the love below, how can he top The Love Below? Spit. We all wanted bars on The Love Below. Spit, nigga. Like, that's what we want. We want you. Pause. We want you to spit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
isn't that the dynamic of a hero being he's an outcast. He's doing something that is odd, you know. He's doing an outcast. He's going against the grain. He's keeping to his name by doing the weird futuristic shit in his understanding.
See, I got a question for you, Z.
He's an aesthetically pleasing version of CeeLo. CeeLo does everything that this man does 10 times better. CeeLo Green's perfect imperfections, killing The Love Below.
Yeah, I'm a big CeeLo Green fan. Man.
I never heard that album. Is that the first album?
He gave Son his entire style, dog. Like, he gave Andre his entire like weird demeanor. He just built like a toe. So, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a mainstream appeal. But CeeLo is like, yo, like Andre just doesn't just spit, nigga. Like, I just need him to like come out with an album where he's spitting. Like, I haven't heard an album that I felt like was an Andre 3000 album since he was with since Aquemini damn near.
Yeah, I agree. Before
you say, I'm sorry, D. Before you say anything, I got one thing. Mm-hmm. When I heard the Common Sense of Pete Rock album, in my head, I said, "Yeah, this is what Dre's supposed to be doing."
This is what you saying? This is what Andre 3000 is supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask y'all. Let me ask both y'all this. It's not just a Z directed question. Does an artist not? Would you agree or would you not agree that an artist has the right to explore
different mediums,
whatever they want to do creatively, despite where they're coming from?
Absolutely.
And the reason why I'm asking that is because we've had plenty of people that have attempted this or they've done this in the past. You know, Snoop with his reggae album, right? And that's all that's coming to mind right now. But I know there's been other people as well.
Snoop with his gospel album.
Jada Pinkett, yeah, Snoop with his gospel album. Snoop with all of his. Jada Pinkett in a punk band, in her punk rock band. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I don't even count her though. Like I don't that. To me, that was just somebody that had an opportunity to do some shit, and they just did it.
That's exactly how I feel about this album with Andre 3000. Somebody that had an opportunity to do some shit and they took advantage of it.
Okay.
That's exactly how I feel like, because look, Jada Pinkett, beyond how we feel, what she was metastasized into, Jada Pinkett in the 90s was a solid ass actress with her own career that was not propped up by her husband. She was an actress on her own accord. She had like classic roles. She was doing her thing.
Yeah.
She then started a punk like rock sort of band and like did her like rocker, whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
I speak about Andre 3000's Flute album the same way that I spoke about that shit then. It's goofy. It makes no sense. But to your point, D, yes, you have the artistic right to explore, but art is meant to evoke a level of emotion, right? So if I like your art, I'm going to say, yo, that's dope. And I feel it. And if I don't like your art, I'm going to say, yo, that shit is whack. You should probably stick to like what you're good at, especially if you're selling it to consumers. Like I feel like there are people, Idris Elba is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
He also happens to be a damn good DJ.
Yeah. That's how he started. Yeah.
I will never say, yo, nah, Idris Elba, he shouldn't do that shit. That's corny because he's not good at it. Nah, Idris Elba's DJing some shit. I will pay whatever I would pay to see somebody DJ because he does a great job at it.
Yeah.
Andre 3000 doing the flute thing is not Idris Elba doing the DJ thing because he's not good at it. But we support it because we support who he is. Yeah. And that's like exploitation, like 101. Like, and it's like blind consumerism to a certain extent. And it's also, and I'll leave it at this. And there's a level of jealousy that I have because there are very few Black people on the planet that have attained what I would call Black privilege. Yeah. Lauryn Hill has attained Black privilege. Yeah. Jay Electronica, that underperforming nigga, has attained Black privilege. I don't know how the world has propped him up the way that it has, but brother, do your thing. Andre 3000 is on the cusp. I know how talented he is, but he has put no energy into his talent in damn near 25 years, man. So he's on the cusp of being one of those people that's just riding on the fumes of Black privilege. And I hate to see it because there's a lot of wasted potential.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Rachel
Dosha.
Who? Rachel Dozal?
Yeah.
That's white privilege, bro.
But that was a good way to that was he said last week. That was a good way to cut that section. I don't have nothing else to say about it.